The views and opinions of the producers, hosts, and guests in the show do not directly reflect the official stand and policies of the management, the network, and the company. Discussing sports in the Philippines and around the globe. Straight talk with a touch of humor. Get the latest from athletes and sports leaders themselves. Sports Bytes Philippines has got you covered. Sports Bytes Philippines brings you different guests in each show without sensationalizing, just the truth.
Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Sports Bytes Philippines today. So for today, we have a well-respected coach, a good friend, and on occasion, he co-hosts with me when it comes to basketball-related topics. But before we call him out, I'd like to welcome my other co-host for today. First off, Rica, baby dynamite Aquino.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Direct Brian. I'm excited today. I like this sport, but I don't play this sport. But I like watching this sport.
Believe me, you're gonna have fun with this guy. I love him so
I'm
much.
sure. I'm sure.
And speaking of fun, let's
Yes.
call on our Miss Bini Bini, Miss Thea Cenarosa.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Hello. Hello, Ma'am Rica. Ayun. So I'm excited for this afternoon kasi nga something that I can relate and learn from a coach.
But again, you have to brush up on your English.
Oh my God.
Ahem.
I think I brought a lot of vocabulary.
All right. So let's call on him, okay? A very good friend of mine, someone I really respect. Please welcome the Thailand national coach for basketball, Coach Chris DALEO.
Oh, Ryan, nothing against you, but I'm very glad to be talking to two beautiful ladies this afternoon. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Wow. I should have
you.
got my
Nice to
hair
meet
done
you,
and
Coach.
everything. Wow.
Well,
I'm
Coach,
happy to meet you, Coach.
remember when we in one of our episodes, I told you, I promise you, I'd have two beautiful women to interview you, right?
Yes, thank you. I want to know why she's called Baby Dynamite.
Oh, you're gonna. Oh, but you can ask right now if you want. You can ask. Rica, please explain.
Well, that's my ring name, Coach. I'm a boxer. I'm a professional boxer. So that's what they call me.
Really?
Baby Dynamite. Yeah.
Wow.
Now you know.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
See?
Yeah, it's from
All
Kid
right.
Dynamite. It's from Mike Tyson. Because Mike Tyson's Kid Dynamite. And I'm Baby Dynamite.
What's up?
How about Thea? Do you have to ask her anything?
Oh, again, another beautiful lady. So I get two today. This is
Yes.
fantastic. Yes. Ryan,
Coach,
thank you. The check is in the mail.
Coach, newsflash. Thea knows basketball.
Yeah.
Oh, even better. Okay, so I can get knocked out by Baby Dynamite, and I can take Thea to the game. So I'm doing okay.
That's correct. I played basketball during my university days. And now I play
Okay.
netball.
All right.
What's
Now you see
netball?
that. Well,
It's
it's sort of basketball in a way.
What is that? Where you kick the ball into the thing?
Thea.
No, it's actually like basketball, but the difference is we don't dribble the ball and then we don't have backboard. Our ring doesn't have backboard. And it's a women's sport. It's well known in Commonwealth countries like Australia, England, and also in Singapore. So yeah, it's not really a new sport, but it's new sport here in the Philippines. I'm not
Okay.
sure. Hey, wait, Thailand also have netball.
Oh, not basketball only. But I'll watch you
Okay.
play. I'll watch you
Okay.
play. But that's
Also-
it. That's as far as I go.
I'll show you some videos, Coach, later. But anyway, after that, Coach, how are you? How are things on your end? I'm sure. Well, I keep on asking this on you, but right now we're really nearing the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. How are things going on preparations for Thailand?
There is no preparations. The country's on lockdown. There's been no. I've been here 2.5 months. I haven't had a single practice yet. So there's nothing. There are no preparations, no nothing. We play Korea, which is the 30th ranked team in the world, and we play Indonesia, which is kind of one of our rivals, and thus far we haven't done anything.
I see. Okay. So nothing really to say. About- so is that gonna work?
I'm in prison.
Is that gonna work against you or for you? I mean, if it's happening to you, it might be happening to the other countries, right?
Well, I think like Philippines is in a bubble. I'm sure Indonesia's got to be doing. I don't know, but I mean, Korea picked their team. I don't know what the other clubs are doing. I only got to really focus on what we're at, and I'm just extremely frustrated that we haven't done anything. You can't roll into the Philippines facing these quality opponents and not do anything. I mean, that's ridiculous. But that's the state what we're in right now. So that's why I'm so glad that you called, and even more happy that I have two beautiful ladies to interview me. So other than that, I got nothing. I have nothing going on.
All right, coach. All right, coach. Let's get to it. I know you've been waiting for this. Ladies, it's your time to ask Coach Chris your questions. Let's start with Rica.
Yes, Coach Chris. You mentioned that you're in lockdown, so there's nothing of any kind of training happening, not even online. Nothing.
No, nothing. Now, I guess the players are supposed to do things on their own, but I haven't, whatever they're doing on their own is what they're doing on their own. So, I haven't really talked to them about I sent them some clips of some film. I say how things are going. After that, I don't know. Until the government gives the word that it's okay to start practice, we're not doing anything.
I don't want to sap your mood, but I'm going to ask you another question. So how do you have fun in the lockdown, Coach Chris?
I don't have fun. This is a frown. This is a frown. I'm not having fun. This has been I don't want to be a negative guy, but, to sit here every day, as I talked to Brian, every day I just sit in my room and wait for this lockdown to end. And right now it's going on 2 months. So,
The only time Coach Chris has fun is when I interview him, or I ask him to join me to interview. Right, Coach?
That's exactly correct. Yes.
So you should get Coach Chris.
I do.
I have in my life.
I do. I get Coach Chris as much as I can.
Yeah, he's I think I've watched a couple of. How's that for you, Coach Chris? Hosting. How do you find that? Hosting instead of coaching.
I enjoy, interacting and talking to people who have a passion about basketball. So, I mean, you could do this. This is, you just sit around and talk basketball. I can do this all day, especially with good people, Henry, no. But the rest of you guys, yes.
Well, we're glad to hear that, Coach.
No name dropping, Coach.
I'm just joking.
Name drop.
I'm just joking.
Okay, Coach. Since you're bored, let's watch one video because we have a video here. I think it's a shoot around before your game against Korea. So to entertain you a bit, let's watch it.
Okay. Not working very hard.
Okay, Coach. How was the mood at that time?
Okay.
Did you prepare anything?
Usually shoot-arounds for competitions like that, you're allowed an hour. Now, I always try to get, when we arrive at the arena, I try to get there like an hour and 20 minutes. So I have 20 minutes before our hour, so we can take care of all of our stretching and take care of all that stuff before we get on the floor. So I always schedule the bus that we arrive 20 minutes before our hour starts. And then the minute the other team leaves, I jump on the floor and usually I have our hour mapped out with what we're going to do. And it's pretty much standard stuff. What you saw right there is before they put the time up on the clock, 1 hour or 55 minutes, that was the team had left a little bit early. So guys just go in there and start shooting around. But once that clock starts, then my practice plan goes into play. And then we have a certain drills that we do, and we map out the entire 55 minutes, ending with free throws.
Yeah.
But the stretching and all that stuff, we do that in the locker room prior to getting onto the floor, getting dressed, getting our our pennies on with what colors they're supposed to be for the two teams. All that stuff is done ahead of time. So when we get on the floor, we go to work right away, and we're usually it's 55 minutes or an hour until the next team comes on. And then I usually position like a trainer or an assistant to be by the door, and they signal to me when the other team's ready. If the other team's not ready, I keep my guys on the floor as long as they can just to get random shots up. So I try to maximize the amount of time I can on the floor.
So I guess this is the special preparation that you guys are doing before the game, so that the players would be warmed up and be able to familiarize with the court, right, Coach?
Yeah, I think it's helpful to get as many shots up as you can on the rims. Understand the rims. I think that's important.
Yeah.
The shooting backdrops of a gym. Some gyms, it's a darker backdrop and easier to shoot at versus a lighter backdrop. The floor itself. I think all that is familiarity, but I just don't. My shoot arounds, we just don't roll out the ball and say just go shoot. No, we have certain drills that we do, certain defense rotation drills that we do. We get up and down the floor a little bit with layup lines and things like that. So we try to just maximize the amount of time that we have on that floor, because it's important to understand your venue and what you're playing.
Yeah. Was there ever a time that the players didn't really got to familiarize with the court and the ring? The shots won't just go in. Was there ever a time?
I think she paused.
Okay.
What was the,
okay.
I didn't get the question, Brian.
Oh, sorry.
What's the question?
Was there a time that the team or the players had a hard time shooting with the court or having problems with the venue, like the court was slippery or what?
No, you know what? We don't really talk about stuff like that, because the court is the court. You have to play. You can't make changes on it. You can't make excuses for your play. So it's just like a business. So we go in there with a business mindset. We have to come here to take care of our business. And actually, we played pretty well against Korea. We changed our defenses up. We did some things that took them by surprise. And we played very competitively with Korea. We didn't get the win, but we played very competitively with them. So all that comes into play. The biggest thing with Korea was, just everybody was walking around in masks and all these, uniforms because of the COVID situation. That was the craziest thing. Temperature checks before you in. People wearing like spacesuits, all around the court. That was the craziest thing about Korea.
Good. I have a follow up to that. Was this shooting was this the game before Korea? Was this the one?
Yeah, because the Philippines game was canceled due to COVID. So this was first window. We were supposed to play Korea in Korea, then the Philippines in the Philippines, or the Philippines first and whatever. But that game was canceled, so we only had one game, and that was Korea. And so we played. We did okay, and then that was it. Then the other Philippines game got changed to second window.
All right.
That's why Thailand played the Philippines twice.
Oh, I see. Rica?
Yes. So, Coach Chris, it was interesting to hear some of your coaching stories, but I want to know you more as a coach. How is Coach Chris as a coach? Are you strict, or do you transform into another person when you are in practices or in games?
Well, I've been at coaching for a long time, 30 years, and you kind of evolve as you go along, and some teams need a little more pushing than other teams. Some teams need a little more vocal than others. But I've come to the point in my career where we just drill the things that we want to do. And I feel as long as we defensively stop teams in defensive transition, rotate well in the half court set, and do the rotations that we're supposed to do, we can pretty much play with anybody for the most part, And then offensively, we value our possessions. and we run our things in transition. Offensive transition, I think, is very important. But I just think right now I just try to prepare my club as best I possibly can. And, players got to go out and play, but I have to give them the system and the structure in which to do that. I used to be a big-time screamer and yeller. I'm not a big-time screamer and yeller anymore. I've kind of evolved out of that to more of a business. This is a business now. No friendships. It's show business, not show friendship. So that's kind of my approach now when it comes to basketball games and practice too. I don't go out with my players. I don't hang with my players. I really don't know much going on in their personal lives too much. I don't get involved like that because at some point I have to pull a guy. I can't let friendships get in the way of the business side of things, and that's winning games and winning championships. That's just been my approach.
Oh, it's very interesting. Keeping the coaching aspect separate from friendship or from that kind of relationship.
Yeah,
but
I know a lot of coaches over the years. They go out and party with the players and things like that. And They go out to dinner with the players, and I don't do all
not
that.
your thing.
It's a business,
Yeah.
My job is to get wins and put you in positions where you succeed. And even though you might be one of my favorite players and one of my favorite people, you might not be doing a good job. I got to pull you. And I just think that there has to be a line, and
boundaries.
That's just been my approach.
Has there ever been a point in your career when you had closer relationships with your players, and has that gotten in the way of you and your coaching, you coaching them?
You know what? I have favorite players. I've had favorite players. I still have. Here's an example. I have my backup point guard here in Thailand. He's not on the national team, but he's on my professional team. He is by far my favorite player. When we played in a championship game, I didn't play him a minute because I just didn't feel he was going to help me get over that hump. But he still is my favorite player and probably my favorite person. But at that point in time, we won the championship, and I didn't play him one single minute. So for me, I look at it, this is how I feed, pay my bills. This is how I feed my family. I feel you should be judged on wins and losses and championships won. I know a lot of times now it's not what you know, it's who you know. That's how these people get all these jobs. But I'm still old school that I believe that your resume should speak for itself to get jobs, and people want to be associated with winners. So I can't let feelings with players get involved too much. I just have to, on the court, it's a business.
They have to earn it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it really bothers me that some people, come in and get on the team and things like that because of relationships they have with management or something else. They haven't really earned that spot, but they get that spot. That really upsets me because there are other players out there that may be earning it or know or can do a better job, but because they're not quote unquote friends with somebody else, that's really what bothers me. But I don't know. It hasn't really helped with jobs. It's, as Brian will tell you, it's not wins and losses anymore. It's networking and who you know, and that's sad to me. That's sad.
Oh wow! So that's how it is right now. But we have here a video of you, and you have a very interesting reaction. So let's watch the video.
Okay.
It's a half hour, 40 minutes before practice. Full session, 10 guys, 11 guys here. It's crazy. People are actually on the basketball court doing some work early. Must be a full moon.
Can you tell us more about that, Coach? Was that rare that players go out in the court early? Why were you so surprised?
Players coming 40 minutes before practice to get work in. What coach wouldn't be gushing in excitement and joy that players are actually coming in early to get work in? Versus some players that can just come strolling in 2 minutes before practice starts and start lacing up their shoes. So I think it is true when that people say, your team will take on, the personality of your coach. I think there is some truth to that. But I always push our players to do extra work, to come in early, to stay late, keep your mouth shut and work hard. I think those are pretty much my simple standard rules. And so if you can have a team come in 40 minutes before practice time, put extra work in, to me, that's heaven. That's heaven.
Yeah, you looked really happy in that video.
No, I know. I mean, I think it's great. Anytime a player comes in to put in extra work or get into extra weight room time, because that just equates to better performance, and better performance helps us get wins, and that's how I think we all get judged. And I think that type of work ethic's contagious. Other people want to do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's so true, Coach.
Yes.
Give a BB. Like having extra work and extra shots and extra drills for players is like awesome. It's like a bonus. Di ba, BB?
Right.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Coach, I'm sure we have another video. I'm sure this is one moment you will never forget. Forget the 2019 SEA Games.
Okay.
Wow. Small arena to BD, no? So,
Yes.
Coach,
Small.
can you tell us something about this moment, Coach Chris?
Well,
Would you say this
okay.
was a milestone for
Yeah,
you?
well, that was the first time Thailand's won a silver medal in 6 years.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
Congratulations,
Congratulations.
Coach.
That moment's extra special.
Yeah.
I mean, you want the people that you're associated with, you want them to achieve a level of success. We're all, if somebody, you don't want people to do poorly, you want success. You want to work hard. And when you can achieve a level of success, it's a proud moment, and for some of these players to represent their country like that and to win a silver medal, I think is big. It was Philippines, then Thailand, then Vietnam. So, that's it. I mean, I'm happy for players that came in and worked hard and did good things. So, in that regard, yeah, it's a proud moment. It's a proud moment for your country to win that silver. So, yeah, absolutely. I'm happy. I'm happy when people I care about win and succeed.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, BB.
Go, BB.
Okay, so Coach Chris, I'm sure your players remember how much impact you had in their lives. You teaching them how to earn things through merit. But I want to know, on your part, what was the most memorable experience you had as a coach for 30 years? What was one maybe coaching experience that you couldn't forget?
I don't know because each part of my coaching career has been a chapter. So like when I was a college coach, we went to the Final Four, and I thought, at the time I'd be like, oh, this is like the greatest thing. I really didn't enjoy it because I knew there were other challenges to come. But looking back, going to the Final Four, as a college head coach, that's huge, right? Some people, that's the highest as they ever get. But I was like, okay, great, let's move on to the next challenge. And then from there, I went to the CBA, which is like the G League, and we went to the championship game there. And I thought, oh, this is the ultimate, but no, that ended. And I went on to something else. And then I won a championship with the Champagne Swarm in that league. And I'm like, oh, this should be it. But I'm always hungry for more. So like here in Thailand, this is the stage I'm in my life. And my team has won 5 championships and a silver medal for the national team. And you think like, oh, for some people, this is the best. No, okay, that's over. Now we go on to the next challenge. And so that's my latest thing now. So I don't, it's great for the time, for others, for other coaches. It might be the be-all, end-all highlight. But for me, I'm ready for the next chapter and then go win in the next chapter. And then have that chapter end and move on to something else for the next chapter. As long as I can keep going and stay on that treadmill, I'm going to keep on going. So I can't really pick out one that's number one overall. I just think each chapter, I just want to be known as the guy who wins, who treats people fairly. And Chris Daly, we're going to hire him because he's going to produce a winning and a winning culture. I hope that's how I'm judged. But that's it.
Yes,
yeah.
Coach.
It's show business, not show friendship.
It is, yeah. Not good for the career. But so you said that there's no particular event that stands out to you now. But is there a particular coaching philosophy that sticks to you that you kind of bring into every team that you coach? Something that's like tatak Coach Chris or has a mark of Coach Chris DALEO?
Well, I think for me, to be honest with you, it's just if you just look at my resume, I always feel like I imagine I'm putting down my resume on somebody's desk, and they see one here, one championship here, one championship here, one game's here, one game's here, and that's pretty much how I just want to be remembered. I don't want to be one of those guys that had multiple losing seasons, or I've never been fired from a job. I've always won championship, not me, but my clubs, but that's kind of the way I kind of pride myself. And we're going to work our butts off to achieve that level. I have a goal going into every season is to win every game, including the last one. If you win the last one, that means you're the champion. So that's kind of my approach every season, anywhere that I've gone. So.
Yes, thank you, Coach Chris, for that.
All right.
Okay.
Coach Chris, for my question, I understand that you tried to land a coaching job here in the Philippines. Is there something about the country that makes you want to get a coaching job here?
Well, the big thing was with the Philippines, for me, it really affected me when we played at the SEA Games in Manila, and the passion I saw from the fans in the stands. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to play, when you have such passionate basketball fans? That's the first thing that really affected me. Then if you go to social media, there's a ton of websites and just chat rooms and discussions all about the teams and about players and, Kai Soto going to make the NBA and this PBA team and, what's Tab Baldwin doing today? And if you're a basketball person and somebody has a passion about basketball, why wouldn't you want to dive into that, into that cauldron of basketball craziness? Then you're living your life every day, surrounding yourself with people who have the same passion that you do. So that was the second thing, that really affected me when it comes to all that. Now, ESPN and those people, they called me about the national team, but I didn't get anywhere with them. And the college, some people put me in touch with the college, but they didn't even call me back. So I sent my stuff into Brian. He hasn't even done anything with it. So
You're putting folks. Of course, I
So I enjoy surrounding, and I'm sure it's like any other job. If you're a baker or a candlestick maker or a butcher, you want to surround yourself with people who have the same passions that you do. So if you can go to a harmonious work environment, surrounded by people of the same passion that you have, then you're not going to work. Really, you're loving your life. So yeah, I think in that regard, that's why I looked at some of those things. To be honest,
that is so true, Coach. Yeah, here in the Philippines, basketball is super hype. A lot of people really watch the game.
Yeah.
Would spend money watching the game in the venues, and would run after basketball players and take pictures and autograph. And yeah,
I think she froze on me.
But Coach, you also coach girls, right? Before?
Actually, I had the girls for the SEA Games in Malaysia, which was 2 years prior. We won the silver medal there. So I think I'm the only coach in Thailand that's ever won a silver medal for the men and silver medal for the women. But here, look at it. I mean, talk about passion for basketball in the Philippines. I'm getting interviewed by two beautiful ladies, right? I mean, if you can have this and go to work every day, come on, fantastic. So that for me, that's the way it goes. Yeah, great.
Well, Coach, at least I'm fulfilling my promise to you. Remember?
Yeah, one little bit. Yeah.
Well, okay. I'll work on the other one. Anyway, Coach, thank you. That's the first segment. The end of the first segment. You'll love the second segment even better because I'm gonna leave you with the two ladies.
Okay.
All right, and it's gonna be Rica will open it. For now, let's take a short break.
Okay.
Technology allows us to explore a variety of opportunities. So why not grab one for you? Kickstart your online business with Big Benta. Create an account, visit our store builder, then make your online shop. Be visible, gain customers, and run your business hassle-free. Plus, enjoy the support of our local merchandising team to maximize our platform. Make technology work for you with Big Benta, Pinoy e-commerce site made for you. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local.
How well do you know athlete? What is the latest from them today? What are their plans for the future? Check them out when they appear on Getting to Know You, only here at Sports Bytes Philippines.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to Sports Bytes. So you heard the first segment, we got to know Coach Chris on a professional level, but here on the second segment, we are going to have fun. So I want to call back my co-host, Miss Thea, Cenarosa. Hello, Bibi.
Ayun, nakamute pala ako kanina. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Ready ka na ba, Bibi? Kaya natin
Yes.
to.
Let's go. I hope
Let's
Coach
go.
Chris is ready with our
Yes,
questions.
let's call Coach Chris so that we can start the second segment. Hi, Coach Chris.
Hello.
Okay,
Are
so
you ready
here
to
is
enjoy?
our second segment. Thea will explain to you what's gonna happen here on the second segment.
Okay.
Hi, Coach. Well, things will be simple. You'll just have to choose this or that, or would you rather? So I'll start with the first question, Rica.
Yes.
Here's first question, Coach Chris. Would you rather wear a clown wig or a clown shoes every day?
Do what? She has to repeat that. She froze up on me. What was that now? What?
Would you rather wear a clown wig or a clown shoes every day?
Clown wig. I have horrible hair. A clown wig might help. I'll go clown wig.
Okay. All day. Why?
My hair. I can't. I cut my own hair here in the room because everything's on lockdown. So I'm a mess. So I think, and maybe it might help me with the ladies if I just went in a little different look.
And I think it would be easier to move around with a clown wig than clown shoes.
Oh yeah, that's so true. Okay.
Okay, next, Coach Chris. Would you rather have steak or salad every day?
Steak by far. I love a good steak. Absolutely, steak, hands down. Nothing against
do you love
salad.
veggies
I'll take
too?
a steak. What's that?
But do you love veggies too?
If I'll take asparagus or a good baked potato, but no green beans, no beans, none of that. But
None of the green stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Coach Chris.
Okay.
Bibi?
Okay. My turn. Coach, would you rather be super strong or super fast?
Ooh. I think I'd rather be super strong. Yeah.
Why?
Super strong. Because why do I have to be super fast and run away from anybody? I could just take them, wrap them up, turn them into a pretzel. So yeah, I'll take super strong. Yeah,
Even in basketball?
absolutely.
Like when playing
I don't
basketball?
want to run. I don't want to run anywhere.
Okay. All right.
Okay, next, Coach Chris. Would you rather be stuck on a mountain or an island for a month?
Oh, an island. Because sand. Well, it depends on if I'm with somebody. If I'm with somebody I don't like, I want to be on the mountain so I can throw them off the mountain. And if I was but I'd rather take an island just because you got a beach, and maybe you might be able to fish a little bit. You have, I think an island would be a little more peaceful than living on a mountain. Mountain could be windy, it could be cold, rocky, so I'd rather go island.
Okay, got it.
Work on an overall body tan. I think that'd be
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I was
That would
supposed
be
to say
great.
that you're gonna get a free body tan
Yes.
Yeah.
and swimming every
I think
day.
that's where I'm at. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, for my question, Coach, would you rather eat a raw onion or 2 pieces of garlic?
Oh, 2 pieces of garlic. I hate onions. I hate onions with a
Really?
passion.
Why?
I think onions are horrible. So yeah, I'll eat three garlics in order so I don't eat it. I don't care. I'm not
Well,
eating an
garlic.
onion.
Oh
How
no,
about in a-
BB.
How about in a
Yeah.
hamburger? There's onion in there, right, Coach? So you don't eat the
On
onion
my
there?
hamburger, I'm pulling them out. No way. I can't stand it. I don't.
How about
I'm not no onions.
How about if someone cheated on you? It's like they put onion underneath. Would you like notice it? The onion?
If
And
they put an onion underneath,
Yeah, and you wouldn't notice it. Would you eat it
I think
or would you spit
I
it?
think I'm froze.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, just no onions. No onions at all. None.
Okay. Okay, that's noted. When you go here in the Philippines.
Yeah, we have lots of onion
Yeah.
stuff here.
That's the first chink in the armor. Then that's bad. First chink in the armor.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, next, Coach. This is a little bit serious. Would you rather be loved or respected?
You know what? On a professional level, I'd rather be respected. On a personal level, I'd rather be loved. How's that? That kind of answers the same thing. But yeah, I think it's good. I'll stick with that answer. Everybody wants to be loved, but you don't always are respected. But I think on the basketball court, I think you want to be respected versus loved. But on a personal level, I'd like to. Yeah, so I'd say basketball because we're basketball. I'd say respected.
Okay, got it, Coach. That makes sense. Basing on what you say about your coaching style, I think that's what you aim for, right?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
And next,
You're welcome.
Coach, this or that, beer or wine? Beer or wine?
I didn't hear the question.
Oh,
What's the question?
beer or wine?
I don't drink either.
Oh,
You know, yeah, I don't drink either. And, you know, it's not a question like I'm making a stand. I don't drink alcohol. No, I just, you know, throughout my life, I just don't like the taste, you know. I just don't like the taste of a beer, and I just don't like the taste of wine. It's not like I'm a non-drinker or anything like that. It's just I just don't like the taste. Every now and then, you know, if it's presented to me, a shot of vodka or something like that, I'd take. But I'm just not a beer or wine drinker. I just don't like the taste. So
oh,
I have to say neither for that.
interesting. But do you drink like whiskey? Whiskey? No.
Yeah. What's that?
Whiskey. Do you drink whiskey? No.
I don't-
Also no.
You know, if there's a shot put in front of me, like at something, and somebody said, "Here, take the shot," yeah, I would down
Yeah.
a shot of whiskey, but I don't go to the store and buy a bottle. You know.
Oh.
All right. So
It has to be given to you, like, Coach, drink this.
yeah, and then okay, boom, down it, let's go. So,
And then after 3 shots, you'll be like, oh my God.
Yeah, but
three of-
it's just a taste issue, Coach, right? What about those
Right.
cocktails that taste like juice, but are
Yeah.
alcoholic?
That's fine. Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I'm just not a beer or wine guy. I just never have been. You know.
Mm.
So it's just a
Yes.
taste. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just a taste. Okay. Next, would you rather sing or dance?
Oh, I sing. I'm a good singer.
Wow.
I'm a good singer.
Wow.
Not
But
really.
you like singing.
I can sing. Yeah, I can sing. I mean, I'd love to sing. I think people would laugh and point fingers and probably throw stones at me if they saw me dancing. So I think singing probably would be better. The lesser of two evils would be singing. Yeah.
Brian is saying something. He wants to hear you sing.
Sample. Sample.
Give me a couple shots of that whiskey and then boom, I'll sing. Right.
You have to give him whiskey. Direct.
Yeah. Yeah. If I
Yeah,
had whiskey, then I do it.
Brian will ship whiskey to your place, and then we'll
Okay.
get back to you for that
All right.
song.
Maybe for third window, when I go to the Philippines for third window, we can all hook up and have some whiskey, and then I'll go sing, do some karaoke or something.
What would you sing
Yeah.
if you had a chance to sing? What song would you pick?
I'm wide open. I'm
Oh,
wide
Whitney,
open.
Whitney
Whatever,
Houston.
whatever's on the machine, I'll sing it.
Oh,
Wow.
After three whiskeys, I'll sing it. No problem.
now you heard that, Brian. We should take Coach Chris out to karaoke. So noted. He said noted.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
You're
Bibi?
welcome.
Okay. My turn. Okay. Coach, for last question for me. Would you rather be able to fly or be able to turn invincible?
Oh,
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 interesting.
that's hard.
well, I tell you what, I'd love to sneak around on some people, so I'd have to say invisible, because I'd like that. Man, I'd like to sneak around. Yeah, so I'm gonna say invisible. Invisible.
Can I ask?
Yeah,
can I ask
flying
what
is pretty
kind of
good because I can go across the globe. But
Yeah.
there's some people I'd like to kind of sneak around on and take a look. So I'd have to say invisible.
I think you're gonna
Okay.
have fun with that.
Yeah.
I'd have a list of people. Yeah, I'd like
Is
to.
Brian in your list?
No, no.
No.
He's on the no-fly zone. He's on the no-fly zone. But there are some models or whatever that I could sneak around on.
He
I
dropped
didn't
it.
think about that.
That
Okay.
would be my reason for being invisible.
Oh. I bet if you can have that power now, you would go out and go
What?
somewhere.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
bet if you have the power now,
It would
like
be a
you're
good
on
power to
yeah,
have now.
yeah,
Right?
Yeah,
So you
it
can
is.
sneak out.
yeah, I like to sneak out. Yeah, like I said, there's some people I'd like to take a look at. So, and I need to be invisible to do it. So,
I'm actually curious, Ma'am Rica, about it, but never mind. I won't ask.
Maybe for the next interview.
maybe off camera.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Now, last question, Coach Chris, before we go to the third segment. Would you rather have no aircon or no internet for an entire month
No,
in Thailand?
no internet,
No,
and what's the other one?
no aircon or no internet in Thailand for a month.
I take the no. I keep the internet because I could always go with a fan. So I'll keep the internet, get rid of the air conditioning, even though it's hot as hell here. I'll keep the fan and keep the internet. There you go.
Got it, got it. Okay, so that was the end of our second segment. Thank you, Coach Chris, for being game. And we'll take a short break for our third segment. See you guys.
Thank you
Okay.
for answering.
An online program that takes you to all corners of beauty and lifestyle. This is Beauty in a Box, providing insights on how beauty and lifestyle of all kinds will be of help to everyone, may it be in their professional or personal lives, by improving one's confidence. Beauty in a Box, every Saturday, 1 p.m. Philippine time, hosted by certified makeup artist and beauty enthusiast, Aaliyah Ambre. Beauty in a Box, only here on V81 Radio, Manila. The program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Making a difference. Making a difference. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erica Mizon. Together with her cool millennials, they will be making a difference every Saturday, 3 p.m. Philippine time. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
It's time to feed your mind. It's time to know the real answer. It's time to be aware. Information that you need to know, straight from the experts. Timely, reliable, and relevant. Different sides of issues and from different walks of life. All of them with questions that demand answers. Here in the Conversations with Chester Kidlat, every Sunday at 10 a.m. Only here in Big Media. For harnessing luck and success in doing business, this is Philippine Business Feng Shui at your service. Sa ikaunlad ng bayan, Feng Shui ang kailangan. Hosted by your partner in luck, Master Aldrich Dalumpines. Every Wednesdays at 8 p.m. See you on our next learning modules for luck in business. Only here on Big Media. It takes a special skill to get anyone to open up. What secrets will they reveal? What revelations will they offer? No controversies, no sensationalism, just straight from the guest's mouth on Sports Bytes, no holds barred.
All right, welcome to our third and final segment, and I am sure that Coach Chris DALEO is really enjoying himself. Okay, let's call back Rica and Thea.
Hello,
Hi there.
everyone.
I'm sure
We
the
are
two of
back.
you had a lot of fun in that second segment.
You should have been there.
Yeah, and I think you could have asked more about the invincible thing.
Yeah. Well, actually, one segment I was surprised is that Coach Chris doesn't like onions. I love onions, especially on sandwiches and our specialty beef steaks.
Sisig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sisig, everything.
Oh,
Coach
no.
Chris,
Actually, it was. Mm-hmm.
let's we get Coach Chris in here. Hey, Coach.
Yes, hello.
How are you doing so far? Are you enjoying yourself?
Absolutely, I'm having a great time.
Coach, I can't believe you don't like onions.
Ugh.
I like his reaction.
Not even on a burger?
No, no, no.
Oh, okay. Pickles I can understand, but onions? Well, anyway. Well, this is the
How
last
about raw or cooked?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Onions. Onions are onions. Raw
In
cooked,
general.
general. Bad.
Doesn't matter if it's cooked or not.
All right,
Just
all right.
bad.
All right, I can live with that. So, Coach, this is the last segment. It's a bit, well, not really. It's still about basketball. So, let's get to it. Let's start with who's gonna go first? Thea.
So yeah, I go first. Coach, well, I'm interested. Aside from basketball and under normal conditions, what would Coach Chris would be doing if not basketball?
Watching the Miss Philippines competition, which I understand you were a runner-up with. I think you're right. You were Miss Runner-up Philippines.
Oh,
Miss Earth,
Coach did
Miss
his
Earth.
homework. Coach did his homework.
Oh,
He did some background check, huh?
you know what? I don't know. Just doing whatever. I mean, I like to watch a lot of movies on TV. I like to go out to movies. I like to watch a lot of things on the History Channel. But whatever, if I go out with some people that I really enjoy having time with, spending time with, it really doesn't matter to me. I just enjoy spending time, having company with people, that I enjoy. So it doesn't matter what we're doing. So, but if I'm by myself, yeah, probably just watching movies on TV. Probably it.
Any aside from, like, interested job or career that you would take?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know who would hire me. I have no idea. If this basketball thing doesn't work out, I don't know. Maybe I might try to be a male model.
What?
Something along like that. Maybe, I don't know.
A singer.
Singer,
Yeah,
maybe.
singer.
Yeah, if basketball doesn't work out, I'm not so sure what I'm going to do. So I just hope basketball keeps going for me.
How about sportscasting? You're doing it anyway with me.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to call me on the phone, I'll gladly talk to them. I'll leave it at that.
All
You
right.
should talk to Direct Brian.
I talk to Brian all the time.
Yep.
I'm not, a lot of smoke, no action with Brian.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Oh no,
No,
burn.
that's not true. That's not true.
I was waiting
I'll
for that.
protect you.
I was
That's
waiting
not
for that.
true.
All right. Rica, you have a good
Yes.
question here, Coach.
Yeah. Aside from Junmar Fajardo, who among the Filipino players would you love to coach or add to your team if they were available? Or assume that you are coaching in a country where they could be naturalized.
Yeah, Jumar's fantastic. I like Christian Sandhardicher too. I like Stanley Pringle as a point guard because he's so aggressive as a point guard. I think the young Kai Soto, just because he's so young and has such a great projection to be an NBA player, I think would be fun to work with. But really, my big dose with the Philippines was at the SEA Games. I didn't coach second window, so I didn't see the cadets up close and personal. I watched the game, but I didn't see it up close and personal. So I can only look at the PBA games that I've seen and the SEA Games team that I coached against, and any of those players, just because of the passion that they played and how hard that they played. But Fajardo's my favorite. Stan Hardinger, Stanley Pringle. I think those are probably my big three. I would think. Yeah.
Okay, Coach. Is there any, when you think about Filipino basketball players, what comes to mind? What's the distinctive quality to Filipino basketball players have?
Well, you know what? I'm going to answer you in a roundabout way. I always see on Facebook people having discussions how the Philippines have to change and bring in a European style coach, or bring in a different style and all that. And I have players like John Fields played for me. He's winning championships in Portugal. I have other players that have played in Australia. I've got other players that are playing in Japan. And I ask them all the time about different styles and different philosophies. I have another player that's playing in Greece. I don't believe in all that, because you have to mesh and mold what your players can do to their strengths, play to their strengths. So a certain quote-unquote style, and you always see that. The Philippines is always asking that, and I never really comment about it because I don't want to get in an argument with people, but I don't understand that. Oh, we have to bring in a European style, or we got to bring in this sort of style, in order to win. No, I disagree with that. You have to see what the strengths are of your players and mold and shape your offensive and defensive philosophies to those players, and in order to win games. I don't believe that. I just don't. So, like I asked some player, what do you guys do on your weak side? How do you handle your weak side out way? You do pin downs, you staggered screens as a European style. Well, I'm thinking to myself, my defenses would take that away. So I don't believe in a certain style. I believe in just getting some hard-nosed, quality players on and off the court who work extremely hard, and then blending them together to get a win.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Coach.
Okay, Coach. For my question, can you name the most memorable game that you have coached so far? It can be, could be anywhere.
Again, this goes to like before, memorable in college when we went to the Final Four. It wasn't the Final Four game because we lost in overtime. I never watched that film, because it's just so heartbreaking to me. I haven't watched it to this day, but I'll watch the game of, when we played in the number 2 team in the nation and beat them in overtime. I can watch that game all the time. While I'm here in Thailand, any of our SEA games I've watched numerous times, just because we really played well. We were really in sync. We played Vietnam, we played Malaysia, we played Cambodia, we played Indonesia. I can watch those games. I don't watch the Philippines game because it was a mess for us. But those games I really enjoy watching. So any game that I take pride in, that we performed well on the floor, that we showed a good product on the floor, and it looked like the team was well coached, those are the games that I like to watch.
But the most memorable, you don't really have like one game, no?
Necessarily most memorable. They're all like I said. If any game's a good game, that's memorable for me, but not one that really sticks out as like my number one overall game. No, a championship's a championship, is a win, and a win is a win. That's what I like.
Okay, every win is memorable.
Yeah, always memories. Yeah, but again, I don't sit there and think about that because I'm always looking for my next challenge. I'm always hungry for more. So I never sit back like people said, hey, you went to the Final Four. Did you really, I didn't sit back and like, oh man, I'm at the Final Four,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, we got to win this game and then we're moving on to the next, We're at the SEA Games. Oh man, really soak it in and really enjoy it. No, we're going to play this game, the silver medal game, and then I'm moving on to the next thing. So I really don't sit there and bask in it, really,
Yeah.
I
think I have
other things to do.
A tagline for you, Coach. It's like,
do what?
Coach Chris never stops.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
I'd like to keep going, I'd like to keep going as long as I can, and like I said, my goal is just to be surrounded by people of the same passion that I have. It's not the pay. The pay is always nice. But at this point in my life, I just want to surround myself with people with the same passion, the same desires. So then it's not work. We're all coming together. We're all going to talk basketball. And we're going to produce, like a baker produces a great cake. I want to produce a good basketball, experience. So that's the way I feel. Those are my goals.
It's very inspiring, Coach, as a player.
It is.
Because
Yeah.
it's like you have to look forward. What's done is done. Even if you win or lose, it's done. You have to move
Yeah.
and look for another challenge. And it's very inspiring coming from a coach who never
Wow,
stopped
thank you.
looking for improvements. Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Runner-Up to Miss Philippines.
I feel shy,
Yes.
coach. Joke.
Okay, so Coach Chris, if there isn't any memorable game that you remember, I want to ask you if there is one game that you can recall that was the toughest for you when things seem to not work in your favor.
Yeah, that probably was going back to college, losing in the overtime in the Final Four because we were down two, and the guy shot a three and rolled in, and we lost. And I think if we would have won that game, we would have been in the championship game, and we would have blown that team out. We would have won, and we would have been national champions. So that game really, looking back, really sticks in my craw more than anything else, is because we made such a great run. You know, we played a team out of California and won. Played Union, was the number 2 team in the country and won. Played a team out of, you know, the run was just boom, 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 boom. We got to the Final Four and we lost it in overtime just because that shot rolled in. Had that shot rolled out, we'd probably be national champions. So
Wow.
that was one that if I could, you know, change the trajectory of the ball just a little bit, that would be the one I would go back.
How do you handle frustrations or disappointments like that?
Well, I mean, you have to go into the game looking at to prepare your team as best you can. You know, if I went into games where I didn't prepare my team, then I wouldn't be a very good coach. So you have to prepare your team and drill your team in repetitions over and over and over again to put your team in the best position to win. So even though I didn't win those, they were hard to swallow, but still you can go after it like, man, we were there, you know, we were right there. I took my team, I gave them everything that we could, we just didn't happen our way. So that helps a little bit. But like I said, you want to win every single game, including the last one of the year. And if you win the last game of the year, that means you're champion. And I love that championship feeling. It's addicting. And I love it more than anything else. I love to hold up the hardware. I love it. I love
Thank
it.
you, Coach. Yes, thank you.
All right, Coach. I think it's my turn. I'm going to ask you the last questions.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right, Coach. There are some players familiar here in the Philippines, like Jason Brickman, John Fields. You mentioned him earlier, and am I right, Joshua Monzon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to get your comments on them. Can you describe these players when they played under you?
Jason Brinkman, he played for me. I coached against him when he played on the rival team, and then I brought him over to our club, and we won a championship with Jason. And I love Jason to death. He's a true point guard. He runs your club. He's quiet. He shows up early. He stays late. He does everything that you ask of him, and he's a joy to coach. His negatives, you know, I like to be a little more aggressive offensively, you know, sometimes to take over a game and score a little bit more. And those are conversations that we had. But as a whole, I think Jason Brinkman is a quality player and a quality person. And I wish him nothing but success. You know, Josh Munson, he's playing there now for your 3-on-3s. I coached against him. I brought him here to Thailand, but he went with another club. You know, an athletic player, can shoot the three, just a good jumper, leaper, you know, just a really athletic type player. He seems like a lot of fun to coach because he can do so many things. He can rebound, he can get up and down the floor in transition. You know, if you can harness that ability just to mold it, shape it a little bit, he's a real good player. And John Fields, you know, he played a little bit, you know, in the PBA there. I love him to death. I talk to him every day. He's winning a championship again in Portugal. Good hands, runs the floor, easy to coach. He calls me every day just to check up and see what's going on, see how I'm doing. And, the biggest thing against him is he's a center at 6'9", and some guys will be like, you got to have a 7-footer, 6'10" or above. But I think he defends well, rotates well. And I again, he's a quality person and a quality player for me. Those three, yeah.
Did I miss any player that, any Filipino for that matter, aside from Joshua Monzon, that you were able to coach during your time?
That are playing in the Philippines? Well, I've had over the years, in all my years, I've had a lot of players that have played over in the Philippines, like Chris King, has played for me. He played in the PBA and won. That guy immediately came, played for the Seattle Supersonics. That's a player that played for me. I've had a lot of players that have come through, that have played. And just not, in the PBA, even back in the day. Now, you remember, Brian, I've been at this for many years. So in the CBA, when the CBA was before the G League, the CBA was the big developmental league in the NBA. My players would play for me, and then in the off season, they would shoot down, to the Philippines or wherever, and that's where they play. So I would always have players that traveled back and forth with that. So, but Chris King comes to mind too. Yeah, I'm sure if I had a list in front of me, I could give you probably 10 more names. Players that have played for me that have played in the Philippines. A lot of players.
Okay. So as far as Filipinos, it's only Josh Monzon.
Pure Filipinos? Yeah, I think so. I've had, Albert Votros, isn't that his name?
Oh, yeah, Vosotros.
Yeah, he played against me, but he played in the league here. There's been a bunch, of, that either Americans that have played in the Philippines or Filipinos that have played here in Thailand. There's been a cross. So I've come across players all the time. So that's not even a question for me as to how I adapt to those players and how those players have adapted to me. There's a long history of that.
All right, Coach. That's it. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this special interview.
Absolutely, I did. Thank you very much for asking me. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Girls, this is the beauty of having Coach Chris as a friend. It's either he's interviewed or he will be the one doing the interview.
A package.
And he did a good.
Hopefully, I see you guys hopefully we get to the third window.
Yeah.
And hopefully I get to see you guys at the third window. That would be fantastic. I imagine we're going to go. We cannot go. I just hope that we can at least get some practices in so we don't look bad.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. But the second thing is that I hope that at least then when I get to the Philippines, at least I can see some people in person that I call friends, that we've, seen each other this way, but I haven't seen in person. So that's one of the things that really keeps me going, knowing that I can get there and see some people there that I consider friends.
Yeah. But don't worry, Coach. We still have a lot of things to do online.
Okay, good.
Remember that one with my nephews and nieces?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, well, that was something. Anyway, Coach Chris, before we let you go, I'm going to give you the floor if you want to greet anybody or shout out or promote anything. Now's your chance.
No, I have nothing to promote. I'm just thankful that you asked me, and I'm really happy that you did, and I enjoy it, And like I said, I've met 2 new friends, and they're better looking than you. So
I knew it.
You can set these 2 up with me all the time. That's great. So but I have nothing to promote. I just want Tobacco. I want to say thankful for them.
Oh yeah.
I believe in what they're doing with young players, and I believe in them, and I trust them in their judgment on handling players and stuff. So that'd be somebody that I want to say thanks to. Yeah.
All right, Coach. Let me give my 2 lovely co-hosts the floor to also say their goodbyes and a shout out. Let's start with Miss Binibining Pilipinas of Sports Bytes. Oh, Sports Bites! Ikaw talaga
Yeah.
kinakabahan.
So, thank you. Thank you sa lahat. Thank you sa viewers natin, Direk. And thank you to you. And thank you, Ma'am Rica. And of course, thank you, Coach Chris, for sharing your journey and experiences and giving inspirational messages for me and for the viewers. And please do follow me in Instagram, Thea Cenarosa, and my Facebook page in Thea Cenarosa. And then thank you, CrossFit, for the t-shirt. I'm supposed to use it earlier, pero hindi ko nagamit. I'll use it later. And then My Little Kitchen. Thank you. And ayun, thank you. Hello kay Ate Angie, Liz, and Momo, and my mom and my ate. Stay safe, everyone.
Sana all.
Meron ko naman ito direct ko.
Wala ako dyan. Di bale, okay lang. Rica,
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Derek, and thank you, Miss Thea, for this wonderful opportunity to again have another episode on Sports Bites. Thank you to our viewers for always tuning in and for always watching out for our next guest. And thank you to Coach Chris for sharing his wonderful story. It's always so good to listen to someone so accomplished yet so humble, and someone who imparts lots of great lessons and messages for us. And it's such a pleasure to have you tonight with us. And thank you to the viewers of Sports Bites. Thank you for Baby Dynamite followers. Please follow my page, Rica Baby Dynamite Aquino, and also my Instagram, Rica.Aquino. And also, I would like to thank CruiseFit also for this amazing shirt. You guys, you should try it. The material is great. It's great for training, whatever sport you're into. It's just so great to have CruiseFit for your sportswear. Also, thank you to to our viewers in Sports Vice. Just keep watching us, and we promise to deliver more exciting and fun episodes, as fun as our episode today.
all right. Thank you, Rica. And I promise also to get more people who speak strictly English, so that the two of you will be forced to study it. Coach,
Yes,
you're the
Direct naman.
Coach Chris, you're the second one that they were forced to talk straight
Speaking
English. I think I'm gonna get a third one.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Anyway, thank you everybody. Thank you for watching. We hope you had a great time with us, with Coach Chris, who is also, by the way, another one of our co-hosts here in Sports Bites. But I had to get him because we needed to get some updates on the Thailand national team for the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. On that note, good night. Stay safe, take care, and we'll see you in the next episode. Night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay safe, everyone.
To the special guests on Sports Bites Philippines, the show that gives athletes and group a neutral platform for their opinion without creating controversies. Get the latest update, happenings, and what is in store in different sports. Brought to you by Big Media Productions and Sports Bites Philippines. Join us every Wednesdays and Sundays from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. via our media casting channels.